I want to talk about how you actually get into a PhD program and how to actually apply to PhD programs. I think this is important and nobody really teaches you about this. So, if you don't know me, I am Professor Demasak. I'm an associate professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship. And I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people that help me out that I wanted to pay the favor forward to help you out as much as I possibly can. You know, most PhD programs, to get into a good PhD program, they're really looking for some really basic things. And if you follow this, I think you're going to have a pretty good chance of getting into a program. But I can't guarantee it, right? There's no guarantee, but I think you'll have a better chance. I'm not saying like you will get in, but this is a better chance. So the first thing is just looking at, do you have the requisite required skills, test scores, coursework, those kind of things. You'd be surprised in that people just don't have them. And you need to have those grades. You need to have pretty good grades, not like stellar, pretty good. You need to have pretty good test scores on whatever, it's a GMAT or GRE or whatever. You don't need to have stellar, that helps, but you need good ones. And coursework, you need to, especially whatever area you're looking at, you need to have those courses. You really need to understand that area, and they're going to be filtering for that and looking at that. That's important. Now, the second thing, I think this is probably the most important thing in terms of predicting success. Not just in the PhD, but like any career, are you determined? Are you that person that won't quit? Can you actually demonstrate that you are that person that is very determined, that you can persevere and you'll get it done? I know it's hard to do this. However, that's super important to sort of communicate that you have this persistence mindset and that you are, you have grit, where you're just going to just get it done and keep going and not stop. That's super, super important. A third thing, and this is hard to communicate, but it's important, is, are you actually a nice person to be around? As I always say, are you normal, right? Are you the person that people just want to be around you, and they feel comfortable around you, right? Like you're not gonna jump on them and be angry or fly off the handle. That's super, super not great to do those kind of things, because it's important, because you're working with other people. And being that person where you can actually work on something with somebody else, and it's very collaborative in that sort of sense. But knowing how to deal with that is super important. And being just a kind individual, I think, is going to be very helpful for you. A fourth thing, and this is hard to demonstrate because you're fairly young if you're watching this in the career, right? Like you haven't started it, but are you actually serious about it? You'd be surprised how many people that aren't serious and not serious about doing research for a long time. Whatever, whether you go into industry or academia or whatever, are you serious about doing research? It's a research degree, it's a research career. This is what you're going to be doing. So don't think of it as like, this is my next step to something else. No, this is what your life is going to be sitting down, reading and writing, and maybe a little bit of analytical work, a little bit of sort of math and looking at data and stuff. The bulk of your work is going to be sitting and reading and writing. So you have to communicate that you're okay with that. And that's what you want to do for the rest of your life, is to sit down and actually do research. And anybody that tells you otherwise is just out to lunch. They just don't get it. The next thing, so 5, is, are you actually going to make us proud to be part of the research group that you're going to? So, and that's really probably the biggest requirement, is people are looking for prestige and self-enhancement. Honestly, people are so narcissistic and so self-centered, absolutely crazy. And the profession makes you crazier, more narcissistic and more self-centered than you'd ever imagine. And all they're looking for is, are you going to make them look better? And if that's the only thing, if you cannot demonstrate that you're going to make them look better, then it's not going to, you're going to have a tough go. You can be thinking about how to make other people look better and at least as good as what they currently are right now. So that research group can actually get better because of you. If you can demonstrate that you are the person that will make them look better, that's going to be very good for you. I mean, you have to really be humble with how to communicate that, like be very humble, but at the same time sort of communicate that you are competent and you're going to make them look better. Last thing, and this is hard for all of us because we're all time constrained, and I get it. We're very much time constrained, but actually read what people do. It's unbelievable how many people just will not read. Or find out what they're doing and look at somebody's CV, like look at their resume, look at their track record, read a little bit of their work. Don't just like input, copy and paste somebody's stuff. Like actually try to communicate that you understand what they're about is going to be like light years ahead of what everybody else is doing. And once you understand that, and I know it's hard to do, but that is super important. I can't stress this enough. It's just like read and understand where other people are coming from and communicate that in what you are doing. Like you're just gonna knock yourself. It's hard to do this. I know, I get it, but it's super important to communicate that you understand where other people are coming from. So with that, give me a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.